We are back in the studio with Lisa Waters Lane and special guest. So this is
Yes.
kind of fun. This is better for you vloggers out there, the folks that are watching this by the video, so our podcast. The folks on the airwaves will try to describe a cute 9-week-old Scotty puppy that we got on Thursday. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh, she's half sleepy.
She's tired. She had a big morning.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is Tilly. She's our little Scottish Terrier that we got
Yep.
a week ago, almost a week ago. So she's almost 10 weeks old, actually. But cute and adorable. We thought we'd introduce her. She was at the class last Saturday.
Yeah, everyone went, ooh, ah.
So we thought we'd introduce her. So for people that don't know, so we lost Vincent, our big black lab that used to hang out here quite a bit. We lost him last March.
Yeah.
And that was just really hard.
Yes, it still is.
But we have this little monster that controls her life now.
Puppies, oh my gosh. Doesn't know anything, but every day, every new thing is an adventure.
Oh, yes.
So a leaf blowing across the yard is an adventure. They found a June bug on the back deck is an adventure.
Right.
Found a bell goes off, adventure. Everything's new. It's scary. It's spooky. It's exciting. It's kind of fun.
It is fun. Her and the cat love each other.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They
play.
wrestle.
They do. It's kind of scary to watch, but they're just like, la, 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 la.
No claws out.
No,
no biting, just kind of wrestling.
They just tackle each other.
They just like hanging out with each
They
other.
do.
So
It's
the cat can get away, just goes, okay, I'm done. Jumps up on something, goes, we're out. So
and she's like, wait, I'm not done. But
I don't know about Callie. Callie, we've got a schnauzer.
Yeah.
So we're trying to downsize. Schnauzers are great lap dogs, but she's having a harder time adjusting.
Yeah.
So she's getting there.
Getting there. She's come a long way in a week.
And
so
she just looks at her and goes,
good.
stupid Scotties. Oh my God, puppies.
She'll come around. She always does.
We've had a Scotty before. I like Scotties because they think of themselves in their head. They're a big dog.
Yes.
But their legs are only like 4 inches long, and they're long. They're maybe high teens, 20 pounds, but they got this big dog attitude, and then they can go and go. They can keep up with you. They're so strong. They can keep up with you out hiking around or doing whatever you're doing. They'll do that too. So
that is true.
And they're not that needy, I noticed.
No,
so
they're not. They like hanging with you, but they don't demand.
Don't pick me up. No need to pick me up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. Well, just be here. Yeah. Let's just go someplace. Where are we going?
Yeah. So anyways, I thought we'd introduce her.
Scotty's. I don't know that black dogs show up on the screen that well,
but she is awful cute.
Yeah.
But so this week, I thought we should talk about, so this is the funny thing about plants in the yard. So anything that blooms, the minute it starts blooming, everybody wants one.
Yeah.
So in the spring, we have a lot of spring blooming trees, and everybody goes, oh yeah, I want one of those. But they're waiting till spring to plant it, which is fine. But why not plant it now so that when spring rolls around next year, you've got it. It's in the yard. It's already rooted out, and you're going to have a gorgeous spring blooming tree.
Oh, yeah. Good.
So I thought I'd talk about a few of those that, yes, we do have here at the Garden Center. Plant it now. It's a great time to plant. I mean, the soils are moist. The soils are warm. Trees are going to root out so that when spring does roll around, you're going to have a beautiful, healthy tree.
Better tree. Blooming. You have a better blooming tree. By planting now, you have a far better, hardier tree next year, and it'll have more show. Right. And it'll bloom longer for you because the roots are in the ground. They're rooted out. So, oh, yeah.
Definitely. So one of the trees is the ornamental pear. Otherwise, Chanticleer, Bradford, Aristocrat. Is there another one?
Well, I'm sure there's more. There's lots of them out there. So
Cleveland. Yeah. They're all ornamental pears. Not a whole lot of difference between them, a little bit of size. But the great thing about planting it now, not only when you get beautiful spring blooms, beautiful white blossoms, but they have great fall color. So it's a good time to put it in the ground now. You're going to get to enjoy that fall color, which usually end of October, November.
Yeah, something like that. I can actually go into November, December. It depends on the season. Who knows? Right. What's the season going to be this year? In the mountains of Arizona, I don't know. It's one of the last trees to turn red. I know that much. Bright, like fire engine red.
Right. It kind of starts out as an orangey, goes to red. Very, very pretty tree for fall. And another one that's a great fall color, but also spring bloomer, is the serviceberry.
Yeah, good.
So serviceberries probably aren't utilized as much or seen as
They
much,
should
but
be.
they really are a great tree. They don't get super huge, about 20 feet
Yeah,
probably at
at
most.
most.
White blossom in the spring. They do put on a little berry, but actually the birds absolutely love
Yeah,
that berry. So
yeah.
if you're trying to attract birds or help the birds out, it's a perfect one to put in. But it has a really lovely orange color in the fall. So that's a really nice one. Very drought hardy too.
Yeah,
once
it's a native. It
established.
grows
Yeah.
wild out in the forest. If you see a white blooming tree that's a little shorter in the forest, that's a
Mhm.
serviceberry,
Yeah.
guaranteed. So
Mhm.
very hardy. The birds know what it is. I like the taste. It's got spring blooms, great little shade tree, and the
Mhm.
easy fall cleanup,
Yeah.
bright red fall color. It's got everything going for it. And
Mhm.
drought hardy, it's got
Yeah.
everything.
It sure does.
Serviceberry.
It's
Every
got
yard should have one.
everything.
Yeah.
So another one, of course, is the ornamental plum, which has that really light pink blossom in the spring. Another one that's really tough for here. Adapts wonderfully to our environment with the heat and the wind, and really drought hardy too once it's established. But it has that burgundy leaf to it, which
Yeah.
just becomes in the fall more burgundy, the kind of a darker color, but still just a really pretty tree to put out there. 20 feet
At most.
probably.
Vase
Yeah.
shaped, is
Mhm.
pretty tree. Dense. The
Right.
birds like to roost in those. So, because it's got this more denser branching structure, so they
Mhm.
feel safe in there. So, if you want to attract birds, purple leaf plum is a great one
Right.
for here.
Excellent. Crabapple is
Yeah,
another
no, that's a
one.
companion
So
to purple leaf
yeah,
plums. Yeah, perfect.
definitely. And I think of all the spring blooming things, I love the crab apples. They just have it's a bit bigger blossom, just very
Brighter.
bright
Yeah.
color. So I love the crab apples. And the ones they've come out with now, they don't have the big messy fruit.
Yeah.
It's not as much of a cleanup or a problem with them. So I would definitely consider putting in a crab apple.
I think they're kind of old fashioned.
Mhm.
They used to have great big, when I was a kid, my grandmother would take us up in the mountains. We'd go the wild crabapple orchards. We'd go pick crab apples, big ones. They were like miniature apples.
Right.
Here they're like the size of a dime. They're almost cute. Where the robins will come in and just eat them as a winter snack
Mhm.
out in the yards. It's good for attracting birds, but it's that your grandparents had that great big fruit. We don't have that anymore.
Right.
We've bred that out. If you're gonna have
Yeah.
an apple, have a real apple. Put a Honeycrisp or
There
a
you go.
Fuji out there.
Mhm. Which actually crab apples work as a pollinator,
They
don't
do.
they?
Yeah, they do.
So if you have another apple tree, put
You
in a
can
crab
pollinate
apple.
yeah.
There you go. So redbud is another one that has that beautiful, they have that real dark fuchsia pink blossom in the spring. So there's the regular Oklahoma and Eastern redbuds. There's the Merlot and forest pansy, which have more of a little bit burgundy leaf to them. Still very attractive out there. Another great one to put out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That one's another native. So there's a native version, a Western redbud. So the whole family's going to adapt really well here. Gets up maybe again mid-teens,
Right.
kind of umbrella shape, great big heart-shaped leaf. Just a pretty tree.
It really is.
Takes our
Nice
wind,
tree.
she takes the heat,
Yeah.
takes the sun. It's a great plant.
Takes abuse. It keeps
Yeah.
going. So redbuds, and then the last one I thought of is the magnolias. So there are
Really?
the spring
Yeah.
blooming magnolias.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hardier ones.
Not the southerns, but
Yeah.
the spring bloomings. And those, they bloom before they put any of the leaves on, and just big blossoms, usually 4 or 5
Yeah,
inches.
covered. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like your classic spring blooming trees. They're
Mhm.
covered in flowers first, then they put their foliage on, and they're animal resistive. So I
Mhm.
find the deer and things don't eat magnolias, which is
Oh.
kind of nice. But I would say southern magnolias, we got a couple of those
Yeah.
in our yard.
Oh yeah.
Those are great trees.
They
There's a
are.
hardy variety of southern magnolia, a little bit shorter, but it's cold hardier.
Mhm.
And we've had some they got to be 18 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
Evergreen. They've been in bloom all summer. They've been growing out there for years. We're a testament that they can grow.
Mhm.
You can take a look at all those trees and more at Water's online store at Top 10 Trees. That's the number 10 trees.com. You can take a look. We got descriptions, pictures, the price, the size, all those available. Or you can just come in and shop
Take a
them right
look.
here at the garden center. Even better.
Even better.
Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back after this.